Hello and welcome everybody back to another Customer Gauge Live. It is was it a Wednesday today, Camilla?
I think so. No,
Uh,
Thursday
Thursday.
the 2nd.
I'm so screwed up. I've been on vacation for the last week, so bear with me, everybody. But it is a Thursday. Welcome back to the Customer Gauge Live. I'm joined by Camilla Scholten, our COO and co-founder. How are you doing today, Camilla?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It was really interesting. So whenever you take a break from work, it always gives you time to reflect and kind of get a clear head around some things. And coming back of reviewing the Slacks this morning, it just seems like everything's like on fire in a good way. Like this AI thing is just taking off. All of our customers are using it. We're seeing some amazing feedback. We're trying out internal queries within the CG team that are super interesting. I mean, what's your take? I would love to hear kind of what you've been noticing in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've not had a break like you, so so only some people are that lucky. But I can imagine that it's coming back to a lot of energy. We've seen sort of an amazing uptick on usage. So we've got this promotion of free credits from
Yes,
9.9 to 10.10.
that's right.
So time's running out on that. But we really wanted all our customers to use Gaige, the AI brain that now powers everything, everything CustomerGauge related. And it's just been the one thing that we don't have to push much for. So our customers want to dive in, and we've had some fantastic feedback. We're also now, we've added this kind of like voting for great responses so that we can really track what are good prompts to ask so that we can really help our other customers benefit from some of the great results that some of the other companies in this ecosystem have stumbled across or purposefully identified. So I think it is transformational. I think it's the one thing that even gave the tech team goosebumps. So we're on fire.
I think one of the things that popped out at me was just not only like customers that are asking, hey, can I upload like all this historical data I have in this other system? Like we want to make sure that Gaige has access to it so we can query it and like pick it apart. So that's been really interesting to see. But also the prompts you mentioned, there was one that really jumped out at me. It was, okay, here it is. Yeah. So give me a summary of the last 12 months of the program written in the style of a shareholder annual report, as if you are a CEO summarizing the improvements you have made in the last year. Use sent date for the analysis. Don't give specifics about NPS score apart from the increase in numbers. And it literally spits out a fully written annual report, summary to the shareholders with, I don't know if I can share the screenshot of it, but my gosh, like it's so powerful. Let me see if I can do it here. Yeah, here we go.
Drum roll.
So, and this is just from Gaige. Annual report to shareholders. Dear valued shareholders, I'm pleased to present our customer experience. I mean, you can just see it. It's literally ready for prime time. Executive summary, key performance indicators, program scale and reach. It's so powerful. And this is one of those things that I love, Camilla, because it's not just saying, hey, give me a trend on a chart. It's literally saying, give me everything and distill it down to the basic essence that I need to report to a shareholder group, which I think is often like one of the hardest parts of it, of like getting the main idea and being able to communicate that to shareholders. I think every CX professional in the world, I used to be one back in the day when I was running a program, and that is the hardest thing of like, what do I tell the higher ups that they need to know about that is not a 15-point health score about all of these different minute details that they don't care about. And I think this is such a powerful prompt. I think product called it the prompt of the day, right?
Yeah, we now have prompt of the day. Yeah.
Prompt of the day. I love it. I love it. So I mean, that for me, that was so cool to come back and see just how much we've taken it. I think when we first started, it was like, all right, give me this report, give me that report. Now it's like, give me the full summary of the program and then give it to an executive report. And by the way, write it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that you call that out, actually. I also thought that was really good. And we've now started making prompts of the day when we come across one. So I think this is so illustrative of that Gaige also caters to different audiences. So you can say, imagine I'm like the CEO and I want to write a shareholder report. The other thing is, for example, if you're in a commercial team and you go, I need to see this subset of customers and give me just the specifics. It can list the customers with the contact details. You can click in and go straight into the account information page. It can go very generic and it can go very specific like that.
It's nuts. And I think most people forget about the specific element, because again, like when we first started, it was all very like generic trends. But I think the power of it really is you're not going to break the thing. Like you just won't. You can ask it to go, give me this specific location in this country on this outlet, give me this type of data, compare it to all of the other outlets. What do I need to know about the performance? How can I improve it? And it will give you everything you need. And I think that's just, I've never seen that before, to be honest.
No, I think you're so right. We use it ourselves, of course. And I did one which was a bit more sort of, I was trying to get a sense of sort of rule of thumb performance. So that was a generic question. I thought that was too bland. So then I thought about it more like, for example, in our product, what aspects of our product in CustomerGauge do our customers value the most in the last 12 months? And this is when I could even see that beyond my own impressions of talking to customers that they love our Gaige brain, that it has actually shifted the whole perception of CustomerGauge, which was, I think, previously more sort of relationship focused, because we work and collaborate a lot with our customers. We do everything in-house. So I think that's a differentiator in the market. But to this product focus where they see that actually the product helps us do our jobs better, faster. And I got this wonderful transcript back, which was sort of like, there's a growing demand for advanced analytics capabilities. We have response rate growth. And it goes from sort of like numbers, score increases, to some specifics as to what drove the score up. Things that you would normally get from a dashboard, but you would have to probably really look for the information. And what's beautiful about Gaige is it's summarized while you're effectively talking to it. So it's a very different way of sort of like uncovering some of the things that you could be working on in your plans.
Yeah, I think there was one prompt that I saw when I came back, when I was scrolling through all my different Slack messages and emails over the holiday break. That I think, was it you that ran it, about the drivers? I think you just kind of hinted at it. There was one line that really jumped out at me, that it basically said, I don't know if you have that handy, but I'm happy to read it. So basically, one of our big movement in our drivers that we asked Gaige was about the product and how we've shifted from this relationship dependent satisfaction to product driven value recognition, which I think you absolutely nailed it. But it's essentially saying, previously we were all about services and the relationships and providing value. And now in the data, our own data, we've seen the shift to like, hey guys, the product is killer and we can get all of the information right in the product. Like, we still love the team, which feels a little like bittersweet to me, because we've always relied on our amazing team. And you're right, that's definitely what makes us special. But seeing that shift in the drivers from our team to the product because of Gaige is just, I mean, that's pretty monumental for us. That means that people
I thought it was actually really, really encouraging a piece of feedback, because it does show that our customers are becoming more self-reliant. And I also think Gaige really helps there. So you don't need as much help in interpreting the dashboard or the report. Also what Gaige does is it gives these really neat headers. Like this particular example was called the product focused feedback surge. It's almost like you're listening to a movie. But I think we use it ourselves, which is kind of like also sometimes feeding prompts of the day, but our customers come up with some fantastic prompts of the day. And so you can vote now. You can vote on the answers that you get from Gaige, and that will help others in the ecosystem also get to better questioning. I think we're really shifting from sort of like the more rudimentary, what's my net promoter, what's my response rate. That's almost something you can still get from your dashboards. So really ask for complicated combinations of a question, and also ask it to be put into a table structure or make it very customer or cohort specific. It can do all of it, and it just is, it's transformational, I think. So.
It really is. And I'm so excited to start sharing this with some of the customers, because I know it's hard to imagine some of these things, because the world is your oyster. And sometimes when you have that many options at your avail, it's tough to kind of think of where to start or where to begin. And so we've had a couple of pre-populated questions, but I think we're looking to expand that and share all of the ones that we've seen internally to our customers. So we already have a blog. I think it's called Top 10 Gaige prompts that you should try out, but we're going to keep dripping this stuff out to everybody, customers, prospects, of what you can ask Gaige and what the results look like. Because again, just taking a week off, it's really blown my mind by how far we've even jumped in just a week's time. Like, I can see this thing just doing this in the next couple months. I'm really just blown away by it. It's great.
Good. Yeah. I by the way, I wanted to say that it is an educational track, right? So it's about getting going. Yeah. You will, like with most other things, just get better at asking these prompts. At first, you may be a bit like, oh, what do I ask for? And then once you get going, you get better at it. And it just also really builds up the sort of understanding, the confidence of using tools like that to do your job better and faster.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of when ChatGPT first got released. I think like the thing that everybody used ChatGPT for when it first got released to the public was like, hey, make this picture a Pixar version of the picture, like something really stupid and like not super helpful. But then all of a sudden, the more you get used to it, like, oh, I can also ask ChatGPT this now. And it's literally become just a bedrock in my daily workflow. I use it every day for a bunch of different things, and it's irreplaceable. I feel like that's kind of where we are now with Gaige. Is people are starting to figure out like, oh, this is kind of interesting, but you can kind of see it start to really shift into, oh, okay, like I can actually just start with Gaige, ask the questions, and then check the reports and dashboards for, other information. But you can really get a lot of the stuff there from the chat, which is really, really a big shift for us in CX, I think, in general, which is great.
Yeah. I agree.
But so, okay, you said something about the free credits ending on, was it October 10th?
Yes, we did. Actually, I think that your team came up with it was 9/9 to 10/10. So the 9th of September to the 10th of October, there was free credits distributed across all of our customers and users. And, some have been careful. I would encourage you not to be. Use them up. Use them or lose them, I think is the slogan. But of course, also, we really want you guys to experience and share in the excitement with us. So if there's any, need for more, reach out to your key account manager who can help you with maybe some more free credits, maybe some packages that we can sell you at a good deal.
Great. And I think the big thing that we have going on is the CustomerGauge Awards, right? On October 30th, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Just on the cusp of Halloween.
Yeah. It's a spooky award season this year. So for those of you that don't know about the awards, this is where we nominate, you guys self-nominate this year, which customers can submit for a bunch of different awards. We sent an email out a couple of weeks ago about that, but we also recognize best performers in specific categories like closing the loop, like response rates, things like that. And it's every year. We've been doing it for, I think this is our 5th one now, Camilla? Yeah. So, and it's always a really big celebration of our customers, but also the customers that are really taking the best practices seriously and improving the relationships with their customers. And that's always a fun event every year. And that's October 30th, correct?
October 30th. And I think it's the time when we are busting a lot of myths about, a good response rate is, if you're very lucky, 4, 5, 6, 7%.
Yeah.
We have got winners that have sometimes won it multiple times, that have 100% account response rate. There's some fantastic performances again in this year. It was really hard to choose or to select the category overall winner, because we have some strong competition there, and also companies that do this at really large scale, almost like a business to consumer type model. We're talking millions of feedback points, with this relentless focus on closing the loop, driving up response over time, covering your entire book of business. We can't wait, and I think it really does help us also. So I think it's kind of like we celebrate success, and it helps us also reassure other companies that join our ecosystem that this great performance is possible.
Yeah.
We see it. We also, because we've done this for quite a few years, we know what good looks like. And I think for us, it's always exciting. We went, I think the first one we did sort of like right after or in COVID or just before, and I think none of us fit into our tuxedos and into our dresses because of the COVID kilos. So if I look back on that, I'm like, oh gosh, I was a bit too stuck at home. But I think in that it's become a real celebration, but also done in real CustomerGauge style, where the actual stars are not the people on the stage handing out the awards. It's the people that have done this amazing performance. And I think it's just something to really look forward to. So
it's one of my
talking about it.
It's one of my favorites every year. I think seeing the customers get the awards on stage, quote unquote, it's just, and to your point, like, these are not small customers most of the times. Like, these are people that are doing it at scale. So like, I listen to sales calls all the time, and some of these, potential customers are concerned they can't close the loop. And it's just like, listen, if you guys just commit to the process, there are customers that are doing this at like millions of outlets per year that are closing the loop. I mean, it is doable. You just need to commit to the process. And it's always super inspirational, I think, for everybody when you see a big company win the Close the Loop award, which, is hard work. That takes, commitment and strategy and process.
It does. It also, I think it just helps to just get going. I think this whole idea that you have to have everything perfectly mapped down before you can embark on a journey like that is completely false. I've seen that. So you can start small, incremental, learn from the mistakes that you make, put better processes in place. And at the end of the day, if you're talking to your customers anyway, why not use that to talk about some of the concerns that they've raised with you? So it's almost about embedding it into the core business process of having conversations with your customers.
Yeah.
And I think once that clicks and can do, then I think it follows, because you will figure out the scripts, you will help train up your people, you will create a sort of like a system of support. Feedback is scary, we know that, and it's also the one thing that's going to keep you doing what's right for your customers. If you don't really know what they're struggling with, what you could be doing better. And this is the example that we're looking at the data now. We see some organizations that have completely changed their go-to-market motion based on the feedback, and their scores are through the roof. So it does pay off to listen to your customers, and I think the only way to do that is to do it by measuring the effects of it. And I agree. I think the awards are fantastic. In these sales calls, I run across the same thing. We have such an opportunity to also help people feel excited around these programs. Because imagine if you work for a company and your CEO starts calling back customers because she or he heard about an issue through Gaige, like, or imagine if there is one of your leaders in a call with a customer referencing the feedback that they've been getting from their accounts. I think it's a company-wide initiative, and it's as such, I think it's really exciting to get going on it, and we will make sure if you do really well that we give you an award at the end of
I love it. Well, on that bombshell, so just a reminder for everybody, October 30th, the CustomerGauge Account Experience Awards, 5th annual. Be there, be square. We'll send out all the information to join. If you haven't already signed up, please do. It's not only just for customers, but for potential customers. If you want to see how it's done the right way, how you can see the results, this is the thing to see. This is the thing to join up on. It's always a good time and really great customers on stage talking about the program. So Camilla, thank you for joining me today. CG Live on Thursday. Thank you for that. But it's been great. I think that we covered a lot of topics. AI seems to be the big piece that everybody's really honing in on. Customers seem to love the new Gaige features.
Yeah, thank you. Ian, it's great to have you back.
Yeah, absolutely. Good.
Okay.
All right. Good session today, everyone. And we'll catch you next week, same time, same place. Thank you again.